So I'm going to take a quick second here and just troubleshoot some bridling issues. So say you've got a horse that doesn't like taking the bit. I'm never above using bribery, so I'll give cookies and I'll show you how I do that. The other thing that I would say to check or make sure that you're doing when you're bridling is making sure that you're making their ears comfortable. So I'm going to show you both those things as I bridle Truscott here. So first of all, like lowering the head. So if you want your horse's head to come down so you can bridle him with his head down, what I'll do is I just kind of put one hand up on the pole and I'll have one hand on the halter. And as soon as I get any sort of downward pressure, I soften my hand, or downward movement, I soften my hands. And he's kind of leaning forward. He wants to take a step here. So I'm just kind of like helping him stay. There's a lick and chew, and he relaxed a little bit. But just hang out here. So if you want your horse to be good about lowering his head, this is somewhere that you can just kind of hang out. And you can like gently massage his poll, you can pet his mane, you can give him some scratches, but have him learn that being here is comfortable and non-threatening. So for a horse to put his head down by you is putting himself in a vulnerable position, and you don't want him to think that he needs to be worried there. So if you're going to ask for head down, it's kind of windy today and this horse is a little bit anxious anyways. There we go. So I'm going to help him just relax here for a second. There we go. And if you got a horse that's kind of busy like this, like don't put the bridle on until they relax. So like I see people who are just like, oh, I've got a place to go and just give me your head and I'm gonna put a bridle on it. Like, come on. So like let your horse be in a calm frame of mind before you ask him to take the bridle if bridling is a problem. Good boy. So when I use a cookie to help the horse take the bit or just make it a more pleasant experience, you can hold the bridle up like this with your bridle hand and the head that, or the hand that controls their head. If you've got a horse that isn't super comfortable keeping their head low, sometimes I'll hold here like so instead, because I can put my fingers across the bridge of their nose and I can give their head just a little bit more guidance here. If your horse is pretty good about putting his head down, see how he's able to take his head away from me there? There we go. That's where having my hand around the bridge of his nose is a little bit more helpful. So I'll kind of hang out here and I get a little cookie. And what I'll do is I'll have the horse take the bit first and then I follow it with the cookie. So the second part is being gentle with their ears. Horses' ears are sensitive, so use some courtesy when you put your horse's bridle over their ears. So I always start with the offside ear first. Come here so everybody can see you. And I'll tip that ear forward with my fingers and I just set the bridle over that ear. And then I come over to this side and I'm going to lift up here, put the ear forward and set the bridle over that ear, okay? Don't rake your bridle over the horse's ears. Don't just pull it back and flatten those ears. Don't take the ear and smash it down. That hurts. So sometimes bridling issues are because you're not gentle with their ears. It has nothing to do with the bit. So pay attention to how you're putting that bridle over their ears. And if it's hard for you to do the offside ear first, you can come on this side and set it over this side and then step over here and do that. Do it what works for your body, but do it in a way where you're protecting his ear. So there's some troubleshooting tips if you're having a hard time getting the bridle on your horse's head, or if he's like taking his head up like a giraffe and you can't quite get him to take it nicely. Good job, sir.